To module 3 of this course. In the last module, I walked you through engineering powerful email marketing campaigns that that can fetch you money on demand, anytime you want on autopilot, right? In this module, we're gonna go beyond creating campaigns to creating email marketing funnels, right? Here we're looking at you know beyond the immediate, and we're looking at managing your list in the long term. Understand? You see, how do you manage your list in the long term and turn it into $1 million business asset? And this is what we're going to be looking at in this module, right? You ready? All right, let's go. So we're looking at long-term list management. Now, now, for you to stay in business, you must maintain the asset that produces your income. You get it? You must be able to maintain your asset and make it produce more money for you. You prepare your asset in such a way that it continuously yields you money on autopilot. Now, in online marketing, your main asset is your buying customers list, and we've talked about that again and again, right? As an online marketer, now there are two basic lists that you have, and you have the first, your leads list, right? And that's your list of freebie seekers. And then number two, your customers list, right? And I told you how to convert your leads list into customers list using relationship building and tripwires, right? Now we now let's look at list management, right? How do you manage your list to into a big enterprise? Now, to manage your list in the long term, your email marketing campaign should have a well organized funnel which is structured around different levels of customer engagement with your email campaigns, right? We'll talk about this in detail, right? Now, there are different zones in the funnel for those who buy nothing from you within 90 days of joining your list, those who purchase your tripwire but don't ascend to the core offer, and those who purchase the core offer. Now, what we're saying here is, with time, when you do this, your 14-day campaigns again and again and again. Now, with time, you're definitely going to have some persons on your list who, after 90 days of joining your list, don't pick up your tripwire. Now, there are those who, after picking up your tripwire, don't ascend to your core offer, right? And you have different zones in your funnel for these people, here and there. You understand? And you know how to manage them in the long term. You understand? You know how to manage your list in the long term. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this course, and how you can segment your list and manage it in the long term, so that you know how to deal with your old customers, your new customers, your old leads, your new leads, and all of that. There is a funnel, and I'm going to give you the structure of the funnel. There is a funnel that you design and put them through, right? It can even be for a year. You put them through that funnel, and your business runs. Ready for this? All right. Now, the email marketing funnel. Your email marketing campaign should be fed into a funnel, right? Most marketers have no clue there is such a thing as an email marketing funnel. You understand? Now, most marketers have no clue this exists. Now, this is the reason for the high rate of people unsubscribing from their lists, that most marketers experience. Now, I want to show you how you can do proper email list management by using an email marketing funnel, right? Now, the leads pass through a funnel by the application of the 14-day email cycle rule. You remember that, and your customers pass through a funnel also, right? Your customers pass through a funnel also. So now I want to look at the email marketing funnel elements. Now I want to look at the elements of your email marketing funnel, right? And the first is indoctrination. We have indoctrination. We talked a little about indoctrination in the last video, but that was for the 14-day email cycle rule. And then the second element in that funnel is engagement. And the third is ascension. The fourth is segmentation. The fifth is hibernation. The sixth is re-engagement. And the seventh is the bucket. Now, these are the elements you find in your email marketing funnel, and if you understand this very well, you can design a long-term business in online marketing, right? And this is what I do personally. This is what we do and in my business, and this is what I do for my clients, right? And we get not only short-term results, we have long-term results in our business. Ready? All right, now let's go in. Now here's the email marketing funnel, right? Looks complex, right? And this is the funnel you use to manage your email list in the long term. And I'm going to break this funnel down for you, and I'm going to explain it, and you're going to see. Now this is what this funnel is, what this module is about, right? This funnel is what this module is about. You get it? Now, if you look here, you have your leads. You have your leads, right? You have your leads, and you know who your leads are. Your leads are those who hit your landing page and join your freebie seekers lists. They join the list of freebie seekers. You get it? Now, you have your old leads because they are still leads. They haven't purchased a tripwire from you. They haven't yet been converted into customers. So they are still leads. And you have your old leads and your new leads. You see, the new leads are those who hit your landing page and join your lists almost immediately. They are just entering your list. You get it? Now, this is a funnel you put your old leads and your new leads through, and then the first is indoctrination. Now, in indoctrination, you introduce yourself to them, right? For the new lead, the indoctrination is only for the new lead, right? Because the old lead already knows you. You've introduced yourself before when you joined your list as a new lead. So you indoctrinate, you make them understand, hey, I am Andy, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. I'm the CEO of Get It Fast internet marketing company. You're going to be getting a series of emails from us from time to time, and we're here to help you. So whitelist our emails, and we'll get to you again and again and again, right? We always deliver the right content and all of that. So if we have a survey, do participate in the survey, so we could understand what your needs, we could understand them more and all of that. So, and that's the indoctrination. So you indoctrinate, you make them see what you have for them, right? Now let's look at indoctrination. Now this is the process of doing one or more of the following, right? Introducing yourself to your company, or your company to your prospect, right? Because they just joined your list, so you introduce yourself to them, because you're going to start building a relationship with them, right? You make them see that you are a real person, and you're not a robot, you're not a computer. You see, so you make them understand that. Then you educate a prospect about who you are and how you can help the prospect reach his goal. You get it? You educate your prospect about who you are and how you can help them reach their goals. And you see that? So you tell them, this is who I am, this is what we do, this is how we reach our goals, this is how we help you reach your goals, and this is how you contact us anytime you want. If you have a toll-free number, you get them to reach you, or or you can put your email that they could respond to and all of that. So it starts this relationship, and and they begin to know that you are not a robot, you are a real person, right? Then it could also be indoctrination, could also be in introducing a new campaign or case study. We talked about this in the last video, how you introduce new campaigns using indoctrination, right? If you didn't get that, you can go back to the last video and get the details for yourself. Now, it could also be introducing yourself to a lead and giving whitelist instruction. You tell them, please whitelist our emails, so you don't miss something, right? And if you look at the bonus part of this course, I give you a complete email swipe library, right? You're welcome. A complete library, email swipe. You could modify them. You have emails there for your tripwires, emails there for your indoctrination, emails there for, is a complete library, and it's one of the libraries we use in our company, right? All right. So let's come back here. Now the second is engagement, right? Engagement. Now engagement is the first, is the act. Now you have introduced yourself to your lead or your customer, and now both the old leads and the new leads require engagement. You see, now engagement could mean them responding to a survey. It could mean buying a tripwire, and most of the time it's buying a tripwire. You introduce yourself and you develop a little relationship, a little response to get them to you get them to see that you understand their problem. Or you could do a survey, and then you could send a tripwire to get them to engage. Now, no matter what you do, whether you're doing a survey, you must make sure you send a tripwire, because the tripwire is the first profitable act of customer engagement. You see that? So this could be the purchase of a tripwire. Now, if they do purchase, right, that's what they call the ascension. You see that? That's what they call the ascension. Now, if they don't purchase, you keep sending for another 14 days, right? For another 14 days, putting them in the 14-day loop, and you send for another 14 days. If they don't respond, you put them in another 14-day another tripwire. You send another tripwire for another 14 days. You put them in a segmentation loop, and if they say yes, if they respond, then they go to the ascension. If after that 14 days they don't respond, you put them back in the engagement funnel, right? Send them back in the engagement loop, right? And all of that. Now, when you do that about 3 to 4 times, and then you put them in a hibernation loop. We'll look at that in detail, right? So now let's look at the engagement. Now, engagement, this is a process of getting the lead to take the first action when you have had the lead on your list or in the new campaign, right, for the old lead. Now, the desired action could be any of these, right? Number one, it could be to get them to participate in the survey, right? If they don't respond, you come up with another survey and a tripwire. You're trying to make sure this lead responds. You understand? Then after a while, you segment your list and have the ones who have responded and the ones who have not responded, and there's a way you handle this in the long term. Now, it could be to join a hangout. It could be to purchase a tripwire, and you must have that if you're going to convert your leads into customers. Then it could be to download a material, watch a video, submit a testimonial, share a post, you know, you because now they're on your list, and there's got to be communication. There's got to be communication. So it's not just a one-way communication, it's two ways. You see, it's a give and take communication. You get it? So the third is the ascension. The ascension is the ultimate goal of that particular campaign. It could be in it could be the purchase of your tripwire, the purchase of your core offer, you know, and it is what you want them to take. Is the action that you want your lead or your customers to take. Now, this is dealing with leads, and if you have them already as customers who have purchased the tripwire, your ascension becomes the core offer. And if they purchase the core offer already, your ascension becomes further offers or further surveys. You understand? So that's what it is about. Right. Now let's look at what ascension is. Now, your ascension is a desired goal of a marketing campaign. Now, this is where your lead ascends to a customer, or your old customer purchases a new product from you. Right? Now, how quick your ascension takes place depends on two major factors. The first is, does your lead or your prospect need your product or service badly enough to want it? You see something? People don't buy what they need. It's amazing. Now, you think you're going to buy. Now, look around you. You have so many things with you, and you have so many things that you have that you don't need. In fact, you discovered that you did not need it after you bought it. Why? You bought what you wanted. And probably somebody made you want it. Maybe your friend bought it and you felt, oh, I think I should have it too. So you buy what you want and not what you need. You understand? So if it is needed enough to be wanted, they will buy. Right? And then seriousness. Is your prospect serious enough to have his or her life changed by taking action? You see, you can look at them in the eye and say, if you're really serious about moving to the next level, you should take this product, or you should take this particular ascension, or you should take this particular survey. You know, when it comes to marketing. Now, this is, most marketers don't have this at the back of their minds. When it comes to marketing, 90% of the time, price is completely irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. As long as the product is relevant and the customer is serious enough to move to the next level of his or her life, then price becomes completely irrelevant. Over 90% of salespeople deal with customers as if it all depends on price. Yet, over 90% of customers buy without price as the first option in their minds. You understand? So that's your ascension, and the next is your segmentation. I talked about this a little. I said after a while of getting them engaged and there is no response, you have to send them into another. And you have to now segment, right? You have to segment through another 14-day series, and the ones who ascend in that 14-day series, okay, go to the ascension, and the ones who don't ascend, you get them segmented back into your engagement. You see, response, you get them segmented into your engagement. If they respond, yes. If they don't respond, right, then you get them back in the loop, right, before the re-engagement. And we'll talk about that now. We'll talk about that now. Your segmentation. Now, after the first 14-day engagement series, right, and the prospect takes no engagement action of any sort, doesn't respond to any of your emails, doesn't click on any of your links, it doesn't, it is time to put the prospect now, because you want to qualify this prospect. You want to know, is this a junk email I'm dealing with, or is this prospect a robot? It's time to put the prospect into another 14-day engagement series called the segmentation series. Right? The segmentation series is an engagement series with a threat attached. Now the threat is twofold. Right? It could be a threat of deleting the prospect from your list. You say, I'm done with this. Right? If you don't respond within a particular number of days, and I'm going to show you the number of days, after you get them through that engagement again, the second time, right? You have to bring out some kind of threat. Now, or the threat of being left behind by others, right? You show testimonials, you show social proof, and if they are serious enough, they're going to respond at least to a survey. They're going to respond, even if it's not to buy the core offer. At least they could respond to a survey or purchase the tripwire. You get it? Now, it could also be the threat of locking the prospect out of your access doors and not sending another email or update for the next 60 days. And when you threaten, do it. You understand? Never give a false threat to a customer. So this segmentation is where you separate. You separate, as it were, the sheep from the goats. You understand that? You understand? So you separate the sheep from the goats, and then you get them into this loop. Let me show you that now. Right? You have this place you threaten them into, and it's the 60-day hibernation. Now you tell them, after a while, after the first two engagement series and there is no response, then the third, you go for a third 14-day engagement series, right? But it's more of a threat, right? Now this is the first engagement series. Then you send them into another 14-day engagement series, and there's no response. Then you bring them back to a third 14-day engagement series, mostly threat focused, and you warn them about a 60-day hibernation where you're not going to send them any email or update them or send for 60 good days, right? And if they still don't budge within that 14 days, what you're going to do, you're going to get them hibernated, right? You're going to get them hibernated into that hibernation for 60 days, and you're not going to send an email to them. Who's going to lose? Them, not you. You got to understand that as a marketer, don't beg anyone to purchase anything from you. You should hold all the power. So who's going to lose? They are the ones going to lose. The lead will lose because the lead is not going to be up to date right now with what's going on, and every other person is going to leave him behind. You understand? He opted into your list to get information, and right now he's refusing to respond to your bidding. And what's going to happen? The lead is going to be left behind, right? Now, after the segmentation series, which is a 14-day threat-focused email campaign series, the prospect must have taken an action of engagement. That's the goal. Now, if the prospect takes no action within this segmentation period, the prospect is moved into a hibernation list, and the hibernation is a 60-day countdown period of the communication. Now, you must say, "Oh, what if the prospect forgets about me?" Is even an advantage here, because the prospect sees you again after 60 days. He would have found out that he has been far left behind, especially if you offer good value, and you shoot every time. Definitely. So that's the and that's it. And then after your 60 days of hibernation, you open the doors again, and get them into another re-engagement loop, right? You get them into a re-engagement, and right, you open your doors again after 60 days, and the engagement is basically, and the re-engagement is basically two engagement series back to back, 14 day, right? If they respond, good. If they don't respond, you move them back into the bucket and forget about them for a long time. You understand? So let's go there. Right now, the re-engagement. Now, after the hibernation period, the list is readmitted into the re-engagement list. The doors are open again, and the list is passed through a 14-day email campaign series. Right now, the prospect has the option to ascend within that period. Now, if after the first series no action is taken, send another engagement series till there's a response. Right, maximum of 2 to 4 engagement series are enough to determine the next line of action. You understand? If the prospect doesn't respond after that, then you put the prospect into the bucket. You say, what is this bucket? What is the bucket? All right, let's look at it. Right now, the bucket is the zone in your email marketing funnel where non-respective, it's like the limbo where non-responsive prospect and leads are kept. Right now, after the re-engagement series, if the lead still doesn't take any action, and there are two reasons involved, either of them might be correct. Now, here you're dealing with a junk email address and nobody is behind it, and the prospect is the wrong one. He needs to be put out of your list. Now, these are the two reasons. Either of them might be correct, because if after a while there is no response, if after a while the prospect doesn't respond, and if after all your efforts in trying to get the prospect to respond and it doesn't respond, right, you are going to move the prospect into a bucket now, because either of them might be the reason for this no response. You understand? Now, it's either because you are dealing with a junk email address, there's nobody behind the email address, or the prospect is a wrong prospect. Right? Probably he doesn't even want to be on your list. Probably he doesn't want to, he's trying to unsubscribe from your list, and so you help him out. You dump him in the bucket somewhere. Right? And you leave him there. You focus on the new ones. You focus on others. Right? So this is how you filter your list, and so you don't have this old list of people who are not responding to anything. You understand? So now, putting this funnel together gives you the ability to get the best out of your leads in the long run, and and a strong filtration process. So you always have qualified prospects in your list, and that's what you want. You want a responsive list. You don't want a list of mixed multitude. You don't want a mixed multitude list. Some persons are responding, some persons are not responding. In your list and all of that. So you don't want that kind of thing to happen. So this is how to build and sustain and maintain your online business asset, right? And let's just do a little recap, right? Let's do a little recap, right, of this funnel. You have your leads coming. Your old lead, your new leads go through your indoctrination. Indoctrination could just be a day. You send the first series of emails, maybe just the first 2 emails on the first day, and tell them this is who I am and this is what we do and all of that, and we'll be sending you surveys and we're sending you emails, and this is what you're going to expect from us. And then the old leads, and then you feed the old and the new leads into an engagement loop for 14 days, right, and expect a response. Now, if there is a response, that means they have ascended, right? They move to another list. Now, if there is no response after 14 days, right, you bring them again to this engagement loop, right? And if there is a response now, yes, they go on to the ascension. If there is no response, right, now you've run the engagement loop 2 times. Now you bring them to a third engagement loop that is threat focused, threat based, and if they don't respond, If they respond, all right, they go on to the ascension. If they don't respond, you move them into a hibernation period of 60 days. Now, if after hibernation period, you bring them to the re-engagement. If they re-engage after 14 days, if they re-engage after 14 days, all right, they go on to the ascension. If they don't re-engage after 14 days, right, they you get them re-engaged for another 14 days. If they still don't re-engage after 14 days, then you could set it up to 2 3 max 4 times, max 4 times. And if they don't, you are not dealing either you are either dealing you're either not dealing with a human being, or you're dealing with a junk email address, or you're dealing with a robot, or you're dealing with the wrong kind of person. And what do? You kick them out, right? Who loses? They lose, right? You gotta understand, you're a marketer. You don't beg anybody to buy from you. You understand? So that's the funnel. That's the email marketing funnel. I kept this very copy for you, in your bonuses, so you could look at it again and again and again and again, right? And again and again and again. So you could master it, learn how to deploy it in your marketing. In your bonuses, I kept a swipe. I kept a complete swipe library for you. I kept some other very powerful and wonderful bonuses there for you. You understand? So you could look through and master how to run your email marketing campaigns and how to design your email marketing funnel. You understand? Your email marketing funnel. Now, but remember something. You don't make money from learning. You make money from doing. You apply the information that you learn, right? And that's why. That's the reason for this. We embedded in this course 2 powerful bonuses, right? If you look at your download page, the top of your download page, you're going to see this, right? Take advantage of it very quickly before it gets saturated. Click on those links, and then you take them. They're completely free of charge, and you take them. You succeed and send your testimony. In fact, those bonuses are at least 10 times the value of this course. As powerful as this course is, as powerful as this course is, that those bonuses give you a powerful head start, so you know exactly where you are and what you're doing at the moment, right? And this is my very little way of specially thanking you for deciding to change your life by purchasing this course, right? I will also like to get your testimonials, and right then, if you look at the tools and resources, part of this course, you're going to see your a funnel creator, right, and email campaign creator. We use an email campaign creator, then you use a funnel creator, and those are the 2 components that you need to create powerful campaigns and make money today. You understand? So you look at that is in your tools and resources. So take advantage of this very quickly. Take advantage of this of these 2 bonuses, right? Before we pull them down, because if they get saturated, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull them down. All right, now, thank you very much. I had a nice time making this course for you, right? Had a blast making this course for you. Thank you very much for deciding to take yourself to the next level. I congratulate you for that, right? So succeed in sending your testimonials, right? So we'll see next time. It's Andy, all right, and until then, enjoy.